Since the dawn of humanity, the shadow of vices has darkened man's path, exercising relentless tyranny over his will. Addictions, pride, laziness, gluttony, lust, and greed are just a few examples of the chains that have imprisoned the human spirit throughout history. Do you find yourself fighting a vice that controls you and prevents you from achieving your goals? Do you feel like you've tried everything and nothing works? You're not alone. Millions of people around the world face the same battle. Throughout the centuries, humanity has contemplated with fascination and anxiety the power of vices. These destructive behaviors, which distance us from our well-being and cloud our judgment, have been the subject of deep analysis by philosophers and thinkers of various eras. From Socrates' reflections on temperance to Seneca's warnings about the dangers of excess, the search for virtue and the fight against vices has been a constant in the history of thought. Vices weave a seductive web that manipulates our thoughts and clouds our judgment, propelling us toward the darkest passions of human nature. In their deceptive dance, vices awaken our most irrational tendencies, turning us into puppets of our own desires. They make us slaves to destructive habits that undermine our health, our relationships, and our true potential. They even subjugate reason, convincing us that vice is good or not as bad as one might expect. This is when Stoicism emerges as a critical doctrine against vices. The Stoics argue that vices deny human reason and freedom, reducing the individual to something akin to an animal enslaved to instincts and desires. For the Stoics, vices are simply misjudgments that lead us to seek short-term pleasures instead of focusing on what really matters. By applying the principles of Stoicism, we can awaken our own inner strength and free ourselves from the chains of vices. How can Stoicism help us overcome vices? Stoicism is fundamentally the tireless cultivation of virtue, an intellectual habit that distances us from vice and guides us towards a full and happy life. Vice brings tremendous unhappiness. Initially, it may seem satisfying, but this satisfaction is fleeting and temporary. When it fades, it leaves behind the feeling of satisfaction, giving way to feelings of anguish and misery. Vices may seem to fill us with fulfillment and pleasure, but in reality, they only exhaust us, leaving a wound in the soul that only virtue can heal. Marcus Aurelius stated that vice is a punishment. It is self-destructive by nature. Seneca, for his part, added that vice is the most powerful enemy one can face, while virtue serves as the best defense. In this video, I will give you 10 Stoic tips to help you master yourself by controlling vices and become more virtuous and happy. First, I am going to explain to you what vice means to a Stoic. Vice is morally wrong and harmful. It is a disease of the soul that inclines toward irrational appetites and distorts judgment, causing suffering and undermining inner peace. Examples of commonly known vices include vanity, anger, fear, lust, greed, gluttony, and addictions. Marcus Aurelius eloquently describes these deviations of the soul, stating that the main and greatest vice is ignorance, followed by lack of self-esteem. Vice results from an error in judgment, a failure in the exercise of the virtue of wisdom when, under its influence, our understanding takes one of two paths. It mistakenly identifies it as good, knowing that it is actually bad, or we try to convince ourselves of it, which is good. In both cases, the result is the same: clouded understanding, expression of error, and free rein given to pleasure and desire, dragging us under irrational and selfish impulses. Succumbing to vices means renouncing reason, the essence of our humanity, and becoming slaves to our passions. Departing from reason makes us dependent and manipulable, since others can easily exploit our weaknesses. Marcus Aurelius postulated that after ignorance, vice is found in the lack of self-control. However, falling into vices does not imply an incorrigible error from which we cannot recover. On the contrary, as Seneca stated, virtue is the best remedy to counteract vices. Therefore, according to Stoicism, it is crucial to strive daily to practice virtue by striving to be more rational, serene, and gradually abandon vices. This challenge aligns with the search for true happiness. Remember that if achieving complete happiness were easy, it would not be so wonderful or valuable. Now, you are probably wondering what concrete actions to take to overcome vices in your daily life. We will embark on a journey that begins with a profound act of self-reflection and a deliberate exploration of the intricate landscape of one's soul. Self-reflection and self-knowledge. This is a journey that also requires a comprehensive understanding of oneself. This is not just casual introspection, it is a deliberate effort to unearth the hidden facets of your character, to discern the subtle nuances that contribute to the appeal of vices. Delve into the depths of your psyche, unraveling the complexities that make up your personality. By understanding the roots of vices and the strategies to combat them, we can make more conscious decisions to eradicate them permanently. This involves carefully examining your thoughts, actions, and emotions. Analyze which vices have sometimes exerted their influence on your decisions. Don't be afraid to acknowledge and confront your weaknesses with unwavering honesty. Identifying these aspects of yourself are not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to your strength and courage. A crucial first step toward freeing yourself from the chains of vice involves confronting uncomfortable truths and recognizing trigger patterns, such as emotional states or external circumstances, that lead you towards certain vices. Through this meticulous examination, you empower yourself with the knowledge necessary to build a formidable defense against the vices that may try to catch you. Remember that the search for self-knowledge is a continuous effort. Periodically review this introspective process, since understanding yourself is not a static achievement, but a dynamic achievement. The odyssey of virtue. Embrace the ever-changing landscape of your inner world, for it is within this evolving understanding that you will find the strength to confront and conquer your vices and achieve virtue. As you embark on the noble quest to overcome vices, it is paramount to recognize the profound nature of this journey, an odyssey of self-discovery, resilience, and transformation. Recognizing that the path to freedom from vices is not a leisurely walk, but rather a marathon, is the foundation on which lasting change is built. Understanding that this expedition requires time, patience, and unwavering commitment is like forging a formidable sword that requires meticulous craftsmanship. The cultivation of virtue requires a persistent and deliberate attitude, striving to unleash the roots of vices that run deeply intertwined with the very fabric of your being, that over time have become woven into the tapestry of your habits and responses. Unraveling these ingrained patterns requires sustained, conscious effort. Understand that setbacks are as inevitable as the changes of season, and that they can always punctuate your journey through life. It is crucial to internalize that these setbacks are not indicative of failure, but rather integral components of the transformative process. Missteps serve as valuable learning opportunities. It is through these moments of challenge that your resilience is tested and fortified. Perseverance becomes your faithful companion, a force that guides you and propels you forward, even when the path seems arduous. Understand that the journey is as much about the lessons learned in moments of vulnerability as it is about the triumphs. It is to embrace setbacks as milestones of self-awareness, to recognize them not as insurmountable obstacles, but as stepping stones to greater heights. Consider this journey an investment in your own well-being, an exploration of the vast expanse of your potential. Just as a skilled navigator charts a course through uncharted waters, so too must you navigate the complexities of your inner landscape with courage and determination. As you do so, you will understand that the odyssey of virtue is not simply a destination, but an ongoing process of transformation, a testament to the everlasting strength within us. The lighthouse of purpose. On the labyrinthine journey to overcome vices, establishing a deep connection with your motivations becomes the North Star that guides your ship through turbulent seas. Dive into the depths of your soul. Seek to unearth the authentic reasons that drive you towards the noble pursuit of virtue. These motivations will turn you into a beacon of purpose that sheds light on the shadows of momentary pleasures that vices offer. Begin this introspective search by asking a fundamental question: why do I want to overcome these vices? You will find that your motivations are the foundation on which your commitment to virtue will be based. Understanding your motivations is akin to strengthening the foundations of a resilient fortress against the invasion of vice. Your motivations can be as diverse as the stars in the night sky, from a desire to lasting happiness, to a commitment to personal growth, to an aspiration to foster meaningful connections with others. Each unique motivation of your individual journey serves as a source of strength when faced with transient pleasures. During times of challenge and temptation, these motivations act as unwavering sentinels, reminding you of the greater purpose that transcends the fleeting gratifications of vices. It is imperative to engrave these motivations into the fabric of your consciousness, creating a mental reserve from which you can draw strength. In times of trial, consider creating a personal manifesto, a statement of your aspirations and the deep reasons that drive your pursuit of virtue. This written testament becomes a tangible reminder during times of trial and vulnerability that will anchor you to deep convictions that outweigh the lure of immediate and fleeting gratification. Embrace your motivations as guardians of your virtue, recognizing that the pursuit of lasting fulfillment is far more valuable than the ephemeral pleasures offered by vices. Into the tapestry of your journey, these motivations weave a narrative of purpose and resilience that guides you toward lasting happiness rather than the treacherous waters of momentary indulgence. Set realistic goals. In the intricate tapestry of your journey toward virtue, goal-building stands as a fundamental thread that weaves intentionality and direction into the very fabric of your quest. Setting realistic goals is akin to charting a course through uncharted waters, a deliberate and thoughtful navigation toward the harbor of virtue. Let's embark on this goal-setting journey, understanding the delicate balance between the challenge and the achievable. Start by contemplating the bigger picture of your virtuous aspirations. What does virtue look like to you? What specific aspects of your character and behavior do you aim to transform? Set tangible goals that not only challenge your existing patterns, but also stay within the realm of achievable. The essence of setting realistic goals lies in recognizing the formidable nature of the task at hand. Overcoming vices is not an easy task. It requires concerted effort, a commitment to growth, and the understanding that transformation unfolds gradually. Imagine your goals as stepping stones, each propelling you closer to the pinnacle of virtue. These goals should serve as beacons that will guide you through the sometimes tumultuous seas of personal change. Certainly challenge yourself, but temper this challenge with a healthy dose of realism. Unrealistic expectations can lead to frustration and erode the foundation of your virtuous journey. Recognize that the journey is not a simple race or a leisurely walk, but a marathon, and that your goals must reflect this understanding in order to set them and effectively break through obstacles. Pursuing virtue in smaller, more manageable milestones celebrates each achievement regardless of its scale, as it signifies progress along the way. This approach not only fosters a sense of accomplishment, but also ensures that the pursuit of virtue remains sustainable and rewarding. Put effort into setting these goals, considering the unique contours of your own journey. Your goals should resonate with your motivations and align with the broader narrative of your virtuous odyssey. Each goal achieved solidifies your commitment to virtue and lays the foundation for subsequent challenges. In the great symphony of your pursuit, let these goals be harmonious notes that resonate with the melody of your aspirations, that guide you through the cadence of personal growth. Embrace the power of setting realistic goals that, like a compass, guides you toward the realization of virtue while honoring the nature of your transformative journey. Start gradually. In the intricate dance of transformation, especially when you are caught in the complex web of vices that surround you, wisdom lies in initiating change gradually. This change will be a deliberate and nuanced progression that reminds us of the metaphor of building a mountain from grains of sand. This approach, endorsed by the astute Marcus Aurelius, becomes a philosophy that guides you as you navigate the early stages of your journey toward a virtuous life. Consider the deeply ingrained nature of vices, a complex interplay of habits, impulses, and emotional responses that have been woven into the very fabric of your being. Untangling these intricate threads requires a strategic and patient approach. Imagine the process like sculpting a masterpiece, each deliberate stroke contributing to the creation of a virtuoso work of art. Start by identifying a specific vice you intend to address. Instead of trying to abruptly cut all ties with him, it is better to opt for a gradual reduction or modification. For example, if you are fighting procrastination, initiate the change by allocating specific time slots for focused work and gradually expand this disciplined focus. Marcus Aurelius's analogy of building a mountain out of grains of sand beautifully captures the essence of gradual transformation, turning the overall goal of overcoming a vice into smaller, more manageable steps. These progressive and seemingly modest changes in isolation accumulate to form the basis of monumental change. This gradual approach serves multiple purposes. First, it recognizes the reality that meaningful change takes time and perseverance. Secondly, it allows for a smoother adjustment, minimizing the impact on your system that can accompany abrupt shifts and alterations. Third, cultivate a sense of mastery, as each small triumph builds confidence and strengthens your resolve. As you progress, periodically re-evaluate your journey. Reflect on the progress made and lessons learned. This reflective practice ensures that your approach remains adaptable and evolves alongside your evolving understanding of yourself. The beauty of this gradual ascent lies not only in the destination, but in the transformative process itself, like a sculptor refining a masterpiece or a composer composing a symphony. The intricate craftsmanship of your virtuous journey embraces incremental changes as vital strokes on your character's canvas, each contributing to the magnificent portrait of a life lived in pursuit of virtue. Avoid risky situations. In the intricate design of living virtuously, the architecture of your environment plays a fundamental role in protecting you from the allure of vices. Here is some wise advice. Modify your habits and environments with the intention of avoiding situations that could potentially trigger a relapse. This strategic recalibration, marked by courage and a resolute spirit, becomes a cornerstone in your resistance against the siren call of temptations. Recognize that your habits in the spaces you inhabit are not mere backdrops, but active participants in shaping your behavior. Begin this transformation by identifying situations or environments that have historically served as breeding grounds for your vices, whether it's nighttime loneliness that paves the way for unhealthy habits or certain social circles that amplify temptation. Identify these triggers with unwavering honesty. Once identified, muster the courage to make deliberate changes. Consider altering your daily routine to eliminate or minimize exposure to these high-risk situations. For example, if procrastination tends to occur during the evening hours, establish a disciplined evening routine that prioritizes rest and rejuvenation. Similarly, if social environments contribute to the appeal of vices, reevaluate your commitments and consider spending time in environments that encourage the positive. This process of modification requires a combination of self-awareness and boldness. Be brave as you confront the patterns that undermine your journey toward virtue. The act of courage is not simply about resistance, but more deeply about reshaping your environment to align with your aspirations. Cultivate an environment that serves as a fortress against temptation. Intentionally create spaces that encourage positive habits and discourage the invasion of vices, whether it's organizing your workspace or restructuring your living room to encourage tranquility. Visualize your surroundings as canvases, waiting to be painted with the strokes of a virtuous life. Remember that this transformative journey requires adaptability, that you be open to refining your environment as you gain insights into your evolving inner self. Embrace the challenge as an opportunity for creative expression, where each adjustment becomes a brushstroke that contributes to the masterpiece of your virtuous existence. Stay away from the facilitators. In the intricate navigation through the virtuous life, the decision to distance oneself from people who spread vice emerges as a fundamental point. Taking care of facilitators goes beyond mere camaraderie. It encompasses a sincere desire for your well-being, recognizing that those who encourage vices can inadvertently obstruct your path to authentic happiness. Moving away from them constitutes a courageous step towards sculpting a life governed by virtue. Start by introspectively evaluating your social circles. Identify the people whose influence tends to lead you toward the precipice of vice, whether their intentions are overt or involuntary. Discerning the impact of their presence on your journey toward a virtuous life manifests true interest in caring for yourself and others. It involves recognizing the symbiotic relationship between personal well-being and the well-being of those with whom you share your journey. As you bravely begin the process of detachment, you understand that this decision is not a condemnation, but rather a deliberate act of self-preservation and commitment to personal growth in the pursuit of virtue. Surround yourself with people whose influence aligns with your aspirations, creating an ecosystem conducive to positive habits and shared values. The act of distancing oneself from the facilitators is a manifestation of deep self-respect. It involves the recognition that in the pursuit of genuine happiness, one must be discerning about the energies and influences allowed in your environment. Just as a garden thrives when it is free of invasive weeds, your journey toward virtue flourishes. When freed from the entanglements of vice are relationships that allow you to embrace the liberating power of choice. The decision to distance yourself from the enablers is a testament to your commitment to a life guided by virtue. It is not an act of judgment, but a conscious alignment of your path with your values. This recalibration, although challenging, allows your individual journey to flourish while contributing to the collective well-being of those involved. Remember that the process of detachment is dynamic, and as it evolves, so does your understanding of the relationships that shape your environment. Stay alert to the flow of interpersonal dynamics, always aligning your orbit with those who inspire growth and foster positivity, and share the genuine pursuit of happiness through a virtuous life. Seek help. In the tapestry of personal transformation, the understanding of seeking help is both a sign of strength and a strategic move that becomes a beacon of wisdom. Don't hesitate to reach out to others for support, as within their shared knowledge and experiences lie valuable resources to help you on your journey. There are people who have done it. They have not been afraid to seek help. They have faced their vices and emerged victorious, ready to offer assistance and guidance to others in need. Recognize that the path to virtue does not have to be a solitary expedition. The challenges posed by VICES are multifaceted, and the collective wisdom of others can serve as a compass to guide you through them. Start by identifying people in your network, whether friends, family, mentors, or professionals, whose perspectives align with your commitment to a virtuous life. Approach this process with openness and vulnerability. Share your aspirations, struggles, and the specific vices you aim to overcome. By doing so, you create space for the collective wisdom of others to illuminate your path. Those who have traversed similar terrain can offer insights born from first-hand experiences that arm you with tools and strategies to navigate the complexities of your own journey. The act of seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to your commitment to growth. It involves the recognition that the journey toward virtue is enriched by the diversity of perspectives and the shared strength of a caring community. Take the opportunity to learn from the triumphs and tribulations of those who have faced similar challenges. Consider engaging in conversations with support groups or seeking professionally oriented therapists. Counselors and life coaches have the experience and tools to offer personalized assistance to guide you through the process of overcoming vices. Their unbiased insights can provide clarity and serve as a source of encouragement. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. The collective wisdom of others becomes a source of strength, fostering a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose as you navigate the complexities of overcoming vices. Lean on the experiences of those who have faced similar trials and have let their wisdom become a strong guide in the pursuit of a virtuous life. Understanding pleasure versus satisfaction. In the labyrinth of the virtuous life, the need arises to discern between momentary pleasure and lasting satisfaction. Succumbing to the temptation of harmful substances or destructive behaviors makes us prisoners of fleeting pleasure. Addiction distances us from the light of reason and plunges us into the darkness of dependence, robbing us of freedom and the ability to live a full life. As you intentionally distance yourself from vices, you delve into the profound disparity between these two states of being, by recognizing that the pursuit of virtue is intrinsically linked to the cultivation of sustained fulfillment. Understand that pleasure is often transitory and fleeting. The gratification derived from succumbing to vices is the ephemeral wave of satisfaction that is disguised as a solution to discomfort or momentary desire. Instead, satisfaction rooted in virtue transcends the fleeting nature of pleasure. It is a deeper sense of satisfaction that comes from aligning your actions with your values and principles. Consider the metaphor of the fleeting flame versus the constant glow. The pleasure is similar to the flickering of a flame, providing a momentary burst of warmth, but susceptible to the slightest gust of wind blowing it out. On the other hand, the constant, unwavering glow of a well-tended fire is a source of lasting warmth and illumination. As you distance yourself from vices, you reflect on past experiences where momentary pleasure may have masked the deeper longing for lasting fulfillment. Recognizing that the pursuit of virtue requires a paradigm shift is a conscious choice to prioritize the sustained satisfaction derived from a virtuous life over the transitory allure of vices. Cultivate mindfulness in your daily life by evaluating whether an action is driven by the search for immediate pleasure or lasting satisfaction. This introspective practice serves as a compass that will guide you toward decisions aligned with your long-term goals. Well-being and genuine happiness encompass the understanding that the journey toward sustained contentment is not without challenges, requiring patience, resilience, and a firm commitment to virtuous principles. However, the words of reward are immeasurable, a life filled with meaning, purpose, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Reflect on the damage caused by vices. Considering harm in the contemplative sanctuary of a virtuous life is a profound moment of reckoning. Like seductive sirens, addictions lure us with promises of pleasure and escape, only to plunge us into an abyss of dependence and pain. We become slaves to substances or behaviors, losing control over our lives. Deepen the awareness that vices, like turbulent currents in a vast sea, create a spiral that traps not only oneself, but also generates ripples that touch the lives of others. By choosing virtue, one embarks on a noble pursuit of the greater good, recognizing the transformative power of decisions based on moral integrity. Begin this reflective journey by recognizing the multifaceted nature of the damage inflicted by vices. Consider the impact on your own well-being, the erosion of personal growth, the diminishment of authentic joy, and the insidious erosion of the very fabric of your character. Simultaneously, reflect on the collateral effects on those within your orbit, friends, family, and the community at large. Imagine vices as threads in a tapestry that weaves a narrative of suffering and discord. Recognize that the spiral of vices, once set in motion, has the potential to drag everyone into its relentless currents. This awareness serves as a calling, a summons to rise above one's feet and strive for a life anchored in virtue. Embrace the understanding that choosing virtue is not simply a solitary act, but a collective effort that contributes to the greater good. Each decision to distance oneself from vices becomes a ripple effect, a positive force that counteracts the prevailing currents of discord. In the pursuit of the greater good, you become an agent of positive change that directs the narrative towards harmony and well-being. Reflect on the potential for transformation within yourself and the world around you. Consider the alternative of a life entangled in the repercussions of vices that perpetuate a cycle of harm and discontent. Choose virtue as a powerful antidote, a force capable of breaking the chains of destructive patterns and ushering in a tide of positive influence. In the rich tapestry of Stoic philosophy, the discourse on the control of vice emerges as a deep and transformative thread. The Stoic perspective, as expressed by Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, resonates with an eternal wisdom that transcends the limits of its historical origins. Seneca's emphasis on true greatness lying in the conquest of vices underscores the Stoic belief in the transformative power of self-discipline and virtuous living that aligns with the Stoic view that the path to true happiness is paved through the conquest of internal struggles. Epictetus, who describes vices as chains that bind freedom and inner peace, paints a vivid picture of the restrictive nature of destructive habits. Stoic philosophy advocates the liberation of the soul from these self-imposed chains, a liberation that produces a state of tranquility and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius, in his exploration of vices as weaknesses that must be overcome to achieve greatness and wisdom, echoes the Stoic notion that virtue is not simply an abstract ideal, but a dynamic force that propels individuals toward their greatest potential. The fight against vices becomes a crucible for personal growth and the cultivation of wisdom. Stoic doctrine's emphasis on the resilience of self-awareness and the pursuit of virtue, the Stoic approach to the control of vice, provides a practical and philosophical framework for people to navigate the complexities of their lives. Controlling vice is a journey that requires patience, introspection, and commitment. The recognition of vices as impediments to serenity and genuine happiness aligns with the Stoic understanding that true well-being arises from living in harmony with reason and virtue. Remember that overcoming vices is a process that requires time, effort, and dedication. We should not become discouraged if we experience setbacks along the way. The important thing is to remain firm in our commitment to virtue and move forward with perseverance. That's it for our meeting today. If the topic we have covered resonates with you, leave us your comments, reflections, advice, and experiences. If you know someone who is facing challenges in overcoming vices or has experienced success in the pursuit of virtue, share this video with them. Every journey is unique, but we are not alone, and the collective sharing of knowledge can contribute to a broader understanding. Thank you for joining me. I invite you to continue walking together the path of growth, of empowering and timeless Stoic wisdom.